And good morning. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. We have some breaking news when it comes to your Cleveland Browns. Kevin Stefanski, the two-time coach of the year in the NFL, has been fired by the Cleveland Browns. He has been relieved of his duties. That part may not be surprising for some fans. It will be surprising to hear that Andrew Berry will keep his job as general manager, and he is going to spearhead the search for the next head coach. We can go to the Browns website themselves and we'll work on getting you this message. We'll just have to go back here. They have put out a press release for this issue. You can see we're looking at Browns.com, and we'll get back to the main story on the page, which is this: Browns relieve Kevin Stefanski of head coaching duties. Now, we do know that we are going to be hearing from both Andrew Berry and Jimmy Haslam. We will hear from Jimmy Haslam at 9:45. Andrew Berry will speak at 12:30. It'll be very interesting to hear the decision from Jimmy Haslam as the decision to keep Andrew Berry and not start with a clean slate. Some will regard the trade for Deshaun Watson as perhaps the worst trade that has ever happened in the NFL history, not only for the amount of money, but the amount of draft picks that had to be given up. That was the architect behind that was Andrew Berry and Jimmy Haslam. So he is sticking by Andrew Berry for that. Let's get to the statement from the Cleveland Browns. We have a tremendous gratitude for Kevin's leadership of the Cleveland Browns over the last 6 seasons. Managing and principal partners Dee and Jimmy Haslam said in a statement, "He is a good football coach and an even better person. We appreciate all his hard work and dedication to our organization, but our results over the last 2 seasons have not been satisfactory, and we believe a change at the head coaching position is necessary." The statement from the Haslams goes on to say, "We wish Kevin, Michelle, and the Stefanski family all the best in the future. Andrew Berry will continue to lead our football operations. The entirety of our focus is on building a team that brings our fans the success they long deserve, and we will continue to work relentlessly towards that goal and invest whatever resources necessary to build a winning football program." The statement continues to say, "Andrew will immediately begin our thorough process to find an outstanding new head coach and leader of our football team. We have an exciting young core to build upon, and Andrew and his team are intent on adding talent to this core and building out a roster that can achieve sustainable success." Then they go over some of the highlights there for the Stefanski career. Again, a two-time coach of the year in the NFL. Here's a live picture outside of the facilities there in Berea. We were already preparing for sort of the end-of-year news conferences today, so we had crews in Berea. We kind of knew that one or both could be out. It turns out it will be Kevin Stefanski who is now looking for a new job, and it is Andrew Berry that will continue as the GM for the Cleveland Browns. And of course, job number 1 will be to find a new head coach. Job number 2, looking towards the draft. Some people would say the Browns had a pretty good draft. If you look at some of the players they took in last year's draft that ended up playing, the Browns had more rookies play than any other team in the country. And again, some of those rookies turned out to be real stars, or stars in the making. Let's put it that way. So Berea is going to be a flurry of activity. Let's repeat our breaking news. Kevin Stefanski, the 2-time NFL Coach of the Year, has been relieved of duties, but Andrew Berry will stay on. We are going to have a story on this in just a matter of seconds, so we're going to stay with this. We'll give you, again, a live look out at Berea. We were already in position. This is expected. It's the Monday after the last day of the season. Obviously, the Browns nowhere near playoffs, aren't having to get ready for that. You'll have players packing up lockers, getting ready for the off season, and that is going to start without knowing who their head coach will be next year. We've got some video here just of Stefanski. We'll play that, but again, we're waiting for, we'll have a story ready to go. You see Dee Haslam was in that shot there. She's very active in the operations, and that's why she is always included in the statements along with Jimmy Haslam there. But again, the breaking news, the Browns have fired their head coach, Kevin Stefanski. A turbulent run, I believe, made the playoffs just once in his career here in Cleveland, twice in his career made the playoffs, but they were both short-lived. But they were showing progress, but then just these last 2 years really went the other direction. It was a couple of surprising wins here at the end of the season against the Bengals and the Steelers. Those are decent wins, but considering the Bengals are not in the playoffs, it is more of a moral victory. And so for that reason, you can't finish 5-12 and keep your job. Our Mark Schwab has already prepared for us. We kind of knew this might be coming. So let's take a look back at the time of Kevin Stefanski here in Cleveland.
I'll just tell you, it's like anything else. You learn from your mistakes. You try to get better.
Kevin Stefanski, the new head coach of the Cleveland Browns. Kevin.
The Browns took a gamble on Kevin Stefanski back in 2020. He had never been a head coach anywhere and had only one season as an offensive coordinator with Minnesota. But his first season in Cleveland was his best. They went 11-5. They made the playoffs. They destroyed the Steelers in Pittsburgh in the postseason, a game Stefanski watched on TV from his basement because he had COVID. But in year two, it was back to reality for the Browns. They were bad again. Baker Mayfield threw 13 picks, got hurt, then was traded, and all he's done since then is light up the league. The team's quarterback search led them to Houston. Deshaun Watson, they gave up those 6 picks, 3 first-rounders to get him, $230 million, and it would be one of the worst moves in NFL history. Watson went 9-10 as a starter under Stefanski. Now, he missed the first 11 games to suspension. He's also had 2 surgeries. Fans just never took to the guy. The head coach got a reprieve in 2023 when Joe Flacco came off the couch to lead a late push to the playoffs. Flacco went 4-1, but then threw 2 pick sixes in a postseason loss to Houston. He was not brought back, and neither was offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt. Now remember, Stefanski, though, was calling the plays. Ken Dorsey came in as OC. He lasted 1 year and then was gone, replaced by Tommy Rees. No matter who was in place, the offense just seemed to get worse. 32nd and 31st in points the last 2 seasons, 32nd in passing both years, and the run game, which was good in the beginning, plummeted to 30th. After going 3-14 in 24, the Browns cleared out the QB room. They brought in 4 new guys, yet, of course, still needed a quarterback. Kenny Pickett lasted a month. Flacco was traded after 4 games, and the coach looked like a man without answers.
I need to do a better job. We got to block better, put a better plan together, run routes better. We just have to be better at it. We have to be better.
That mantra will be Stefanski's legacy here, at least for Browns fans. On the plus side, he is a 2-time Coach of the Year, and by all accounts, a good man. But he never showed any emotion, certainly never developed a quarterback, and ultimately, it never did get better. And now he joins a long list of coaches who simply did not get the job done here in Cleveland. Mark Schwab, 19 News.
And again, breaking news, we have gone through yet another coach here in Cleveland. It seems to be a revolving door that never stops, along with the losing seasons that never seem to stop. That's a negative thing to say, but I think it can be backed up by the fact that we are yet again 5-12, one of the worst teams in the league. and looking for a new coach and looking for a future. Again, we expect to hear from a team owner, co-team owner, Jimmy Haslam at 9:45. They are keeping Andrew Berry, the GM. That will be a surprise to a lot of people, and we expect to hear from Andrew Berry at about 12:30. We have heard from the Browns that he will spearhead the search for a new head coach in Cleveland. That is going to be a tall task. There's not going to be a bunch of NFL offensive coordinators, D coordinators, or really good college coaches running to Cleveland to beat down the door. This is going to be a tough position to fill, although there are some prospects, some young men who came on the team this year, did very well, and the Browns do hold a number of picks in this coming draft. I believe we have at least 2 first-round picks this year, which could help build off of what limited success they had this year. So what we're going to do is we're going to reset, and we will wait for that 9:45 news conference with Jimmy Haslam. We will bring that to you live on Channel 19 as well as live here on our digital platforms. And we will again update our breaking news that head coach Kevin Stefanski has been fired, relieved of his duties by the Cleveland Browns, kind of writing on the wall. Until 9:45, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. We will see you then.